Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Keir Starmer, these NHS stats should shame Labour, no matter your PMQ's bravado. Opinion. Look, I know we're supposed to be talking about Donald Trump's nincompoop trade tariffs today, but something happened during Prime Minister's questions today which shocked me deeply. It should shock you too. I got a call saying my son had been taken into hospital in Seoul, South Korea, and that he was suffering from bronchitis. Obviously, I was super worried and tried to make contact. And I did. Being a teenager, he was of course 5/10 blasé, 3/10 amused, and in this case at least 2/10 stunned. He texted these exact words: "Korean healthcare is insane. Within the span of 3 minutes the doctor saw me, someone tested me for COVID and influenza, I was told to lie down while they injected me with some antibiotics and painkillers, then I just sat back down in the waiting room for the test results. Both negative, by the way. After 15 minutes, they told me they de-diagnosed me with bronchitis and gave me the prescription. The entire service, including all of the medication, cost less money than lunch." Don't miss. Rachel Reeves's spring statement makes you wonder what it's like in her head, latest. Just to recap, 3 minutes to be diagnosed, quarter of an hour to be treated and prescribed, and the whole thing cost less than a Tesco meal deal. Which brings me to today's Prime Minister's questions, where Imogen Walker, Lab Hamilton and Clyde Valley, informed us that 1 in 6 Scots are on a waiting list, and Sir Keir Starmer pointed out that over 60,000 Scots have been stuck waiting for tests or treatment for over a year. That is a 46% rise in 1 year. I had to check that figure as it is so staggering. And despite this backlog, almost 50,000 fewer operations have been carried out. The object of the staged PMQ's exercise was to damn the SNP-led government north of the border. And indeed all that pain, suffering, and no doubt death does indeed rather damn them to a hell where they are stuck on a waiting list for emergency surgery forever. But Sir Keir's self-congratulatory claim that waiting times have been coming down for 5 months south of the border, and we should, as one people, be welcoming a new dawn are, if anything, even more disingenuous. The realpolitik of our declining NHS is the complete reverse. There are 7.5 M cases on the NHS waiting list in England. We use your sign-up to provide content in ways you've consented to and to improve our understanding of you. This may include adverts from us and third parties based on our understanding. You can unsubscribe at any time. Read our privacy policy. A good wait time is 3 to 4 months, but 3 million sick people have waited almost 6 months and 200,000 people more than a year. So that is a 15-minute hospital wait in South Korea or 4 to 6 months, if you're lucky, in the UK. But that's not an perfectly accurate comparison. I hear the head-in-the-sand supporters of the NHS cry, and they'd be right. But it's not far off, is it? You know, to give you a steer on the relative merits of the two health services, have you ever spent under 2 hours in a hospital waiting room? Me neither. I've had a procedure I need doing pushed back 3 times. I'm close to giving up hope of ever having it done, unless I go private, of course, which may be the subtext of the delays. And, let's be honest, we all know someone in the same situation. The NHS is a basket case for myriad reasons. Its insanely huge size, its lack of accountability, its poor management, its catastrophic productivity, its inability to focus on what is important. A friend's former daughter who is currently trans is getting lessons in how to talk like a man on the NHS, while the cancer waiting list grows. Tip: talk about football and use the F word a lot, love. I could go on and on. In psychological circles, they call it normalisatin of deviance or habituation. A situation where something has been so bad for so long that it is now perceived as normal. Over time, our correct human reaction, in the case of the NHS outrage, is diminished and diminished and diminished, to the point where the situation is no longer seen as problematic. So instead of taking to the streets and battering down doors in Westminster, demanding people stop dying at the hands of inept managers and not fit-for-purpose systems, We stand on our doorsteps banging pots and pans and telling ourselves how lucky we are. I wonder what they would make of all that in South Korea.